Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Open Score. This is episode number 2. I hope you enjoyed that little taksim that I played there. For those of you who don't know what a taksim is, it's basically a improvisation done in a not necessarily a Middle Eastern style, but with Middle Eastern modes. It's basically what you call a unaccompanied improvisation used in Middle Eastern music. And you probably heard with the loop there. I tried to have a sustained long note, but it kind of gives a little bump at the start of every clip, at the start of every loop. So wasn't ideal, but you know what? We are working with this new technology here. For those of you who don't know, we have the Boss RC600 loop station loop pedal right here. That's what's in red here. And this allows me to play tracks and accompany myself and to layer things, play melodies on top of each other. We got melodies on melodies here. So, welcome everybody to episode 2. So, last week was episode 1, the debut of the Open Score, where I'm bringing you all some live music that reflects my journey as a musician, the things that I'm playing, the things that I'm listening to, the things that I'm writing. And I hope that it will connect with you as a lot of this music connects with me. And what I think we are going to do now is, let's see if we got any comments here. We have Miris saying that was beautiful. Thank you, Miris. We have AR Aun. So, I think that's probably either Andrea or Alina. So welcome to whichever Aun may be watching. Of course, we've got the VIP crew, also the people who have been here from the beginning when we were trying out these streams and kind of fine-tuning things, and we're still fine-tuning them week by week. So this is the second iteration of us doing this for the public. Okay, so just a quick rundown for people who don't know what the general program is going to be for the show. Is we are planning to do some looping, live improvisation looping like you see here. And I also am going to play some cover songs for you on the violin because for those of you who know a little bit about me right now, I am playing for a lot of weddings and special events, anniversaries, proposals, things like that. So people who hire me for those events, they often want pop songs, jazz songs, sometimes a rock number, sometimes a musical theater number or a Disney song or something like that. So I've had to learn a lot of this music over the last couple of years that I've been doing this. And a lot of it's really great music. And so I'm going to share some of that with you too as part of this program. But for right now, let's go ahead and do another loop, shall we? Let's make it interesting. So let's get you guys in on this. Let's get you guys participating on the loop. I want someone to give me a letter, A through G. So Adam through Gary, A through G, and that will determine the key of our next loop. Yes, it will. So for those of you who don't know what a key is, just don't even worry about it. Just type in a letter. Just give me a letter, and we will go ahead and create something brand new with that. Okay, so we've got 2 A's. We've got 2 A's in the chat. It's really funny that Kathleen and Miris got the same letter there. They both got A. Now, I will do A major, okay, which for those of you who don't know what major is, don't worry about it. You'll notice, though, that it might sound kind of happy. Might have a happy sound to you. Okay, so we're going to do a little loop in A major, and the way that I like to do these loops, when I'm not just doing a simple drone. By the way, a drone is like this. That's what I was doing at the beginning of the program. It's just a long held note like that, and then you can play on top of it. So when I'm not just doing a simple drone like that for my accompaniment, I like to play around a little bit and come up with an idea, come up with a little small idea that I can repeat and then improvise on top of that. So we're going to do this step by step here. So excuse me while I play around a little bit and come up with something interesting, I hope. I think we've got a little something there. So I'm going to lay that down. All right, I think we might have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we can put on top of here. Gotta redo that one. Give me a sec. Okay, this is actually tricky to layer on top of, so bear with me. I'm trying to get the rhythm. Right here. Okay, so that was ridiculously hard. I'm not sure why. Phew, that was hard to get those lined up like that. And still, you can hear there's a little bit of something not quite right in there. But let's try one more time. All right. So, here we go. Now, we're going to play a little on top of here. Okay, I give up. That was ridiculous. Some of these loops are easier to do than others, you guys. So, as I was saying last week, this is a very, very powerful machine here, this Boss RC600 loop station. And a lot of functionality. You can do so many things with it, but that also comes with some caveats because it has a lot of different options, a lot of different functionality, and these buttons, they take some getting used to. So I appreciate you bearing with me as I, get more comfortable with this pedal. And I hope that was pretty cool for you guys. Let's see what we got in the comments here. Oh, okay, so we've got... Mira said it was a very sunny sound, and I like that. I think that's also very accurate. I definitely got a sunny vibe from that. And look at this. We have Julie and Kenzie in the chat watching the stream. So I played a graduation party for Mackenzie and her mother Julie several months ago in LA. And she graduated from nursing school, I think, Kenzie. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was nursing school. And I hope that you are doing great, and I hope that the nursing is taken off. And if not, then you will get there soon, I am sure. And actually, I was going to do a cover song next, and I'm pretty sure that Mackenzie will enjoy this one because it's one of the artists that she wanted me to play at her graduation party. So we will see that in just a second. I want to look at the rest of these comments here. So, the first low note, we have a comment from Mira saying the first low note, is that on the 1 and stressed beats are 2 and 4. Yes, you are right about that. So the first note is beat 1, and then after that it goes to beats 2 and 4. For those of you, the stress beats go to 2 and 4. So for those of you who are not musicians, again, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy, just enjoy the music. And you might actually pick up some musical vocabulary along the way, because we have some musicians here in the chat. We got some musicians, and we also have some non-musicians, just music lovers. And everybody is welcome to watch this and enjoy it. We got some pentatonic scales in here. Again, non-musicians, don't worry about that. And thank you guys. I'm glad it sounded good. Julie commented the letter C. I'm not sure just what this... Oh, that was probably letter for the key. I see, Julie. Okay. So maybe we'll get you back. Maybe we'll get you back with a C jam later. Okay? So let's go ahead and do a cover song now. And like I said, this artist was recommended, asked for me to play. I was asked to play music from this artist by Mackenzie for her graduation party. And it's actually a great coincidence that you guys are watching the stream right now, because I know how much you like her, this artist. So here we go. Tell me, for the rest of you, if you can recognize this song. All right, guys. So, if you weren't reading the chat there, of course, Julian Mackenzie got that artist. It was Miss Billie Eilish. Okay. And the song was Ocean Eyes. I really like that song, man. I really like that song. I did not know it before. I had to learn it for special events. I knew it before. I had played it before I played it for Mackenzie's graduation, but someone else had asked me to learn it. And just has such a cool vibe, such a good melody. And the meter, the rhythm is very, very interesting. So, excellent, excellent song. And speaking of songs, compositions, writing music, I also write music, for those of you who don't know. And another thing that I want to do as part of this program every week is I'm going to show you guys some of the music that I write so that you can just hear some of that. Maybe it'll be something, really out there for you. Maybe it'll be something different. You'll hear something you like. I would say that right now I'm not really a songwriter, but I write what you call classical music. So something you'd hear in a concert hall. And like I said, I don't really like that label classical, because it's not the classical period anymore. We're in the 21st century, and we're writing music for acoustic instruments like violin or guitar without amplification, just acoustic. And something that you would hear in your concert hall, like pieces for orchestra and stuff like that. So what I'm going to present to you is a piece for two violins. We're going to continue looking at that piece for two violins that we started last week, for those of you who were here last week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that scene right now, and I'm going to give you guys a 2-minute break, short 2-minute break. I'll be back once I have that set up, and we will join together again in a couple minutes, all right? I will see you guys soon. Okay, guys, so we are back. We are back. And as you can see, you cannot see me at the moment, but you can see some music. You can see some sheet music right here in front of you. This is the score to my piece, A Tale. And for those of you who weren't here last week, I'll go ahead and show you the title piece for this. So this piece is called A Tale, and it's written for two violins. I wrote this piece in 2014, and it's inspired by a lot of the music that I grew up listening to, a lot of the Middle Eastern folk music that I grew up listening to, from my father, who is Armenian from Lebanon. And so we always had and he's also an excellent musician. He plays the oud, which is a Middle Eastern stringed instrument, and he not only plays them, but he builds them. He is a master oud builder and luthier. So I learned a lot of these melodies from him. And actually, we perform these melodies on a weekly basis at our family's restaurant, Rosine's Mediterranean, in Anaheim Hills, California, Orange County. For those of you who are local to SoCal and you want to come hear some Middle Eastern music and have some delicious food, come on down to Rosine's Mediterranean. And so that is where we play that live. And shout out to Rosine's. You're absolutely right, Andrea. Shout out to Rosine's. And we got Micah on the chat. Welcome to Micah. All right. And okay, so now we have the music for my piece, A Tale, and this movement here. This is movement number 3. We listened to movements 1 and 2 last week. This is called Rendezvous, as a French title, but I actually didn't speak French when I wrote this piece. This was before my time living in France. So, but we use this word in English too, so it's not you don't really need to know French to know this word. And then underneath the rendezvous, you'll see something that says Ambets Gorav Lusengan. And that is the name of the folk song that this movement is based on. Okay? And what you will hear, as I'm just going through the pages here, one by one, so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. And if you don't read music, then don't worry about it. You can just try to appreciate the shapes, and you might even notice that, in some of these places, you can see that the black dots, which are the notes, sometimes they go up or they go down, and that represents the melody going up or down, like so you can get an idea of how the melody is moving based on how those black dots are moving as well. So what we're going to hear is you're going to hear the folk song, and then it kind of goes into a different part right here where it becomes sort of a tender moment, a fantasy. Basically, this is meant to depict a rendezvous between two lovers, kind of like a secret meeting between two lovers who, I'll let you guys fill in the gaps, but sort of a forbidden. You might think of it as like a forbidden love, and it's kind of a secret meeting, almost like a Romeo and Juliet type situation here. And then I want you guys to kind of fill in the rest of the gaps, because I don't like to really give all of the secrets away or what I imagine when I write it, because part of the pleasure and part of the joy of making art and making music is that other people get to put their own experiences, that it relates to them in their own way. And so I'm curious if you guys hear something else in here, if it evokes something for you. I'd love for you to put it in the chat, and we can share that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to this, and actually we're going to watch the video of the world premiere of this piece, which was done in 2014. And it was performed by these two ladies, sisters, Ani and Ida Kavafyan. On the left we have Ani, and on the right her sister Ida. They're magnificent musicians. I gave a little bit of background on them last week. Ani teaches at Yale, and Ida teaches at the Juilliard School and at Curtis in Philadelphia. And it was just an amazing experience to write this piece for them and have them playing the heck out of it. And luckily, the premiere was filmed, and so we can go back and watch it whenever we want. So here we go. We're going to listen to Movement 3, Rendezvous, from A Tale. Okay, y'all. So that was movement 3, Rendezvous from A Tale. And I'm curious what you guys thought of the ending of that movement. If you have any that evoked something in you, let me know. I'm going to reset my mic, so give me about 30 seconds and we will continue with some looping and live music in just a moment. All right, we are back in the loop station. This is the loop station right here where everything gets looped. All right, so we have Mira saying it sounded like the regret of lovers parting. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but that is an interesting interpretation. I'm not going to confirm that that's what I think it is, but I want to leave it open-ended. I want you guys to sort of fill in the blanks with what you think. And we got Grandma Phyllis on the chat. What's going on, Grandma? Excellent. So happy to have you. And we had some interesting comments here from as people were listening to the movement. Mira says that the introduction of the flat 2 in the mode really sets off the sections. I would agree with that. And again, for those non-musicians out there, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Okay, so now let's do another loop, huh? Let's get another loop going. I'm going to go back to Julie's suggestion of the letter C. We're gonna honor that, and we're gonna do a loop in C. So let's get it going. And this has been a pretty violin-heavy hour so far. So I want to go to the guitar. We are going to do this loop with the guitar. And just like with the last one, I'm gonna play around a little bit and see what I can come up with. So give me a sec while I do that, and hopefully that will be fruitful. Guitar is a little bit out of tune, so let's tune that. With this crazy weather we've been having in SoCal lately, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, these instruments respond. The instruments are like people. They're sensitive. They're sensitive to the weather. So if the weather's all over the place, the instruments are like, what's going on? And that's what's happening. So I think we're good, though. Okay, let's mess around a little bit in C. I like that. Let's get that laid down. We're not going to take forever on this one. We're going to get right to it. We're going to improvise a little bit over this. Okay, so that sounds pretty groovy. So let's now add some violin on top of there. Okay, so that was an attempt at a cheery loop in C. Get some kind of with a cheery atmosphere. Miris had a comment earlier. Sunny morning on a porch with a cup of coffee or tea and just looking out at the sunshine. It's that vibe, serene and happy, and feels like home. That is that's beautiful. And all three of these have been fire. Thank you, Miris. And Julie, thank you. So glad you're enjoying it. Let's do another quick one before we finish up. We're going to try and keep these streams neat and tidy on the hour so you all can get on with your busy lives. But I love that you're all here for this hour to just appreciate some live music and to just, and to just hang out for a little bit. All right. So let's do another one. I'm feeling something minor-ish. I want a little bit of minor because we did some major loops. I want something a little minor. And for you, those of you who don't know what minor is, it's a little bit sad, a little bit dark, Let's do some minor with the guitar. We'll do something bluesy. How about that? Something bluesy. We're going to get bluesy in here. Okay, we're gonna do something else first now. Before that, we're going to clear that, and we're gonna do a bass line before we lay down a riff like that. So let's try laying down a bass line first. Now let's play a little bit on top of that. right, y'all. That was an attempt at a little tasty jam, an A minorish jam, bluesy in A. That's what we'll call that. We'll call it bluesy in A. And we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it now because we're at 7:00. So, thank you guys so much for being here for this hour. This was a treat. It was great to see you all, to see so many different people from the different parts of my life, from my musical life, right? So that's what this is. It's a reflection of my musical life as a professional musician, and trying to share that with you all, and with the hopes that some of this music will inspire you, and that it will maybe be thought-provoking, that it will keep you coming back for more next week. So, as I say, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your family's friends, and tell your friends' family about the open score. And we will see you guys next week with the show with the best music on the West Coast. Yes, I'm making that claim. Okay. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see you all next Monday.